Okay, salespeople, today we're going to talk about my beef with the word and emphasis on closing when it comes to salespeople and sales advice. I am a professional sales trainer and coach who work with some of the world's very best salespeople, names who you would probably recognize. That said, I am also a salesperson myself, and I am in the trenches selling every single day. So I understand what you're dealing with, I promise you, and I take my own advice. So let's get to it. We are all familiar at this point about the very famous scene from Glengarry Glen Ross about always be closing. You know the one.
A, B, C. A, always, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Okay, yeah, we're familiar with that. ABC. Couple of problems with this. Number one is that the emphasis on closing has led us to believe that if we could get really good at the end of the sales cycle, the closing part, that we would be good at sales. So let's break that down. We have people approach us all the time in our world. Hey, could you teach my people some closing techniques? I want my people to learn some closing tricks or closing techniques and closing skills. Okay, sure. Here's the problem. If we are not closing as much as our sales leadership would like, the problem is not because you don't have skills around the Ben Franklin close, the alternate choice close, or any of those closing tricks or techniques. That is not the reason that you're not closing. The reason that you're not closing is very far upstream. You could have a prospecting problem, you could have a qualifying problem, you could have a whole lot of problems, but the problem is not what's happening at the very last step, which is the close. Instead, and this is problem number two, the emphasis on closing is that it de-emphasizes where the real problem lies, which is probably around the qualifying phase. So instead of ABC, always be closing, I invite you to consider ABQ, always be qualifying. Because if we qualify hard, then closing becomes the natural next step. If we are, in every opportunity that we're working with, really trying to figure out what is the compelling reason for them to make this purchase at this point in time? Is there a personal, compelling, emotional reason to take action now? And if the answer is no, I probably don't have a sale. Are they both willing and able to invest what it takes in order to do business with me? Those are two different questions. And that could be the money that they've got to invest. It could be the resources and time and energy that they've got to invest. Are we on the same page about that? And then if that's true, the final thing I need to qualify around is how do they make decisions of this nature? Is that something that I can work with? Do I understand who the players are and what they care about? If any one of those things is missing, their reason for doing business, their willingness and ability to pay for it, to invest in it, and the decision-making structure is something that can get a yes pushed through. If any one of those things is not true, any one of those things falls apart, I do not have a sale. So I want to qualify as hard as I can around pain, around investment, around how they make decisions, so that if we get to the point where we're talking about a close and all of those things are still aligned, the natural order of things is that, yes, we're going to be doing business together and the close becomes really easy. We want to slow down, qualify hard so that we can close easy. If we put all of our emphasis on the close, and we forget about all of the qualifying that needs to happen beforehand, what we end up with is a long list of what we affectionately call objections. And that means all of the pain issues, well, I'm just not sure that we need it, all the pricing issues, it was a little more expensive than we wanted to spend, all of the decision-making issues, well, I really liked it, but our boss really doesn't want to move forward. Those things are going to come back and bite us in the butt when we go to close, and we're going to have to handle them as objections unless we deal with them earlier in the process. I hope this helps. If there are particular sales challenges that you want me to address, let me know what they are. We are here to build this channel together for salespeople and sales leadership to really offer a breath of fresh air on practical, reality-based sales tips. I am a professional sales coach and trainer, and remember that the world's best salespeople, those elite sellers, they are not magically born with the skill. They are trained, and I train them. Happy selling.